Well, it is that time of the year again when our favorite, rather not year, week, hello, imagine you visited us once a year. And of course, our favorite doctor is in the house and he's got some health tips for us all. So we want to say a very big good morning to Dr. Darren Green, everybody, looking absolutely amazing, so suave, so debonair. Oh, how is life?
Thank you. Life's good, is it? Excited.
I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. So September is Heart Awareness Month. And of course, we all need to be more aware of how we're taking care of our heart and heart health. But what health hacks do you have for us this morning?
Yeah, I thought in the theme of heart wellness, I think we all need to know a bit about cholesterol.
Yes.
So there's just so much information out there. People don't know about cholesterol. And I think it's important that we start off by saying cholesterol is essential for health.
Of course.
We actually need cholesterol, and what people don't know is that the cells, whether they're in the eye or whether they're in the gut, they need cholesterol in their membranes, for example, and it's an essential part of health. Wow. The problem comes in understanding the good and the bad.
Yes.
So the good cholesterol, obviously, we need to know about, and that's called HDL, high-density lipoprotein. Okay. And the bad one, the loser one with the devil's horns on loser, is the low-density lipoprotein. Yeah. And what we need to do is make sure that the check and ratios and balance in our diet of these two are correct.
So how do we begin to do that? How do we begin to make sure that our cholesterol levels is at a healthy level?
Some practical tips. I think the first one that you need to know about is exercise.
Of course.
And how much exercise is enough? Well, the guidelines are 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean you have to go to gym for 30 minutes a day. It means 150, basically, minutes a week.
Okay.
And that could be anything from walking, it can be running, it can be, you know, having a social walk
taking
in the
mornings. Stairs as opposed to the lift.
Correct.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes goes by like that. Think about social media and how long you tweet and you know, how quickly those 30 minutes go.
Yeah.
And that's quite important. So exercise raises the HDL, which is the good lipoprotein. And that's what we need.
Okay. Now, exercise is one thing, but I'm sure nutrition also plays equally just an important part.
Absolutely, massive. So our digestion, obviously, is important. But what a lot of people don't know is fiber. When we think of fiber, we all think bran and going to the toilet, bowel habits, bowel habits. But you get soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. And what people don't know is that when you consume fiber in your fruit, the consistency, the texture of your fruit, and in terms of things like oats, pears, etc., you must understand that what that does is it prevents your body absorbing the LDL, the bad one, the loser lipoprotein. So that's what fiber actually does, and that's why we need to have it in our diet.
Absolutely. Now, I know that when we are trying to be healthy and we're exercising, we tend to steer away from fats. But there are certain fats that you need to be getting in your diet on a daily basis.
100%. So the good fats are the unsaturated fats, if you remember that. You don't want to be saturated with bad health. You want obviously good health. So you need to understand that unsaturated fats are your foods high in omega-3.
Yes.
So those are, you can see beautifully, your almonds, your salmon, your fish. For those that don't have budget for that, I mean, you can think about things like sardines, pilchards, and then, of course, looking at how you prepare your food. Instead of using normal sunflower oil, use canola oil, which is very, very useful.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Doctor. Any last tips that you have for us? I mean, this has been pretty incredible, by the way.
Yeah, I think we all focus on what we consume in terms of the ingredients. Is it good or is it bad? But we forget that we can take healthy ingredients like broccoli and asparagus, and we can prepare them in a way where we actually do more damage than harm by how we prepare it. So when you're using the amount of oils that you're using, be aware of that. Be aware of the fact that not everyone can use the same kind of product. But remember that obviously canola oil is very high in omega-3, and obviously it's got the lowest saturated, which is the bad fat, the lowest saturated fat content of all the cooking oils.
Wow. Wonderful. Well, there you have it. The expert himself, Dr. Darren Green. Thank you so much, and we'll be catching up a little bit later.
Indeed.
He's not going anywhere. Now that my heart is truly happy, and we hope that yours will be too, remember that you can follow these healthy hacks from Dr. Darren Green, and of course, just make sure that the world goes round and your health stays intact too.